This month, the Supreme Court in the U.S. voted 6-3 in favor of overturning Roe v. Wade. A decision which reversed the 1973 ruling that established abortion as a constitutional right. As a result, almost half of the U.S. states are expected to outlaw or restrict abortions, with bans already coming into effect. Many notable figures have spoken out in light of the decision. Now, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has shared her thoughts along with Gloria Steinem. In the interview with Jessica Yellin for Vogue, the Duchess spoke about the very real impact the decision is having on women's lives and bodies. Women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger, Meghan said. Women with resources will travel to get an abortion, those without might attempt to give themselves one at tremendous risk. She went on to say that this tells women that their physical safety doesn't matter. The Duchess also emphasized the systemic issues that means women of color, and especially black women, are most impacted by the decision due to unequal access to health care, economic opportunity, mental health resources, and more. When asked about the importance of normalizing conversations around women's health, Meghan drew on her own experience of childbirth and miscarriage. I think about how fortunate I felt to be able to have both of my children. I know what it feels like to have a connection to what is growing inside of your body. What happens with our bodies is so deeply personal, which can also lead to silence and stigma, even though so many of us deal with personal health crises. I know what miscarrying feels like, which I have talked about publicly. The more that we normalize conversation about the things that affect our lives and bodies, the more people are going to understand how necessary it is to have protections in place. The Duchess of Sussex made a point not to exclude men from the conversation, saying they needed to be vocal in times like these. This is about women's physical safety. It's also about economic justice, individual autonomy, and who we are as a society, she continued. Nobody should be forced to make a decision they do not want to make, or is unsafe, or puts their own life in jeopardy. Frankly, whether it's a woman being put in an unthinkable situation, a woman not ready to start a family, or even a couple who deserve to plan their family in a way that makes the most sense for them, it's about having a choice. It's interesting that here you're talking to two women, one who chose to give birth happily, and one who chose not to give birth happily. And we're both prospering because we were able to make our own choices. This is having a very real impact on women's bodies and lives starting now, Markle said. Women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger. Women with resources will travel to get an abortion, those without might attempt to give themselves one at tremendous risk. Some will have to source abortion pills from unregulated pharmacies. Others who are pregnant and find themselves in a medical emergency will be at the mercy of doctors and lawyers to determine if a procedure that is needed to save her life can even be done at all. She specifically mentioned her husband Prince Harry's reaction to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, saying that the couple have spoken about it a lot in the past few days. He's a feminist too, she said. And his reaction last week was guttural, like mine. For the past few months, Meghan and Gloria have been working towards getting the Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, ratified to extend to women the constitutional rights that are granted to men. This would change the game for women's reproductive rights, workplace rights and more.